Now in this video, let us see how to add an element anywhere in between the linked list. So if I want to add this element, let's say at the second position, then what I have to do is I have to first traverse to this second last element. If I want to position this element at second place, then I have to traverse the list up to the first element. Then after reaching this first element, then I have to connect the first element to the new node, and then I have to connect the new node to the next element. This is how we can add a new element between the two elements. So let us try and implement that. So def add element at location. I will take the single linked list, then new element, then the location at which I have to add the new element. Now I will use for loop to traverse the list. So for I in range location -1, because we have to traverse one element previous to the location. So now we have reached to that location. So if now create a temporary pointer to traverse. So ssl dot head. So it is pointing to the head. So if the temp is not none, that is we are traversing, and while traversing, if it does not reaches to the end, then we will traverse to the next step. Temp is temp dot next. Or in case if we have given the value which is greater than the size of our linked list. So if I say that I have to add at 100th position, but our linked list only has 4 elements, so I cannot do that. So I have to use else condition, and I will print location is out of bound. So I am telling user that our linked list is not that long, and I will break out of loop. We have reached to the specific location using temp equals to temp dot next. Now let us add that element in between. Let us create a new node. So n equals to node of new element. Now we have to create a new pointer for next to point the next element, which is temp dot next. That is, this next element will be pointing to this node. This will be pointing to this node. Now we have created the next pointer. So temp dot next is will be pointing to n. So now this element is pointing to the new element. Now let us make the new element point to our next. So n dot next is pointing to the next, and as we know, next is pointing to temp dot next, which is this element. So this new element will be pointing to the next. So we have created a function to adding a new element at any location. So let us try and run that. So add element at location. So I will pass it a single linked list. The new element, let's say 1000, and I want to pass it at the second location. Let us print list, and I will pass our head to that list. Let us run the code. So you can see that at the second position we have passed 1000. So it will count from 0, so it will be 0 1 2. But if you want to pass at the second position itself, counting from 1, so we can write here -2, and let us run the code again. So 1 and 2 we have passed 1000 over here. Now let us implement the same function in doubly linked list. I will copy this function. Let us paste this into a doubly linked list. So I will take here doubly linked list. We are pointing our next to the temp.next. Now temp.next is pointing to n. So n.previous should be pointing to the temp.next. As this is pointing to n should be pointing to the temp.next. So n.next is pointing to next. So next.previous should be updated with n. So this is how we have modified this function to work with a doubly linked list. So let us try and add the element anywhere in the beginning. So add element at location. I will pass doubly linked list. Then let us add 1000 at, let us say, third location. Then print the doubly linked list and run the code. So I have added 1000 at the third location, 1, 2 and 3. So this is how we can add an element at in the doubly linked list as well as in the singly linked list. So I hope you have understood the concept. So thanks for watching this video and I will see you in the next one.